I've been a regular classroom teacher for 17 years, but it had gotten so, so bad, so difficult to work as a teacher. The expectations too much. The work is too much.
This is definitely going to be my first and last year teaching. I was made very quickly aware of the fact that this is not the profession for me. It is absolutely astonishing and scary how your kids are 14, 15 years old and still do not have the proper reading skills.
Teaching has become a dying profession. I, for one, have 24 years of experience, and I am leaving. I plan to stay for another, 10 years. Not doing it anymore. Nope. So another experienced teacher bites the dust.
If you are in an environment that isn't treating you the way you should be treated, or you feel like you should be treated, leave. That's it. So simple. Don't overthink it.
Why teachers are quitting. A crisis in education. The teaching profession, long considered a cornerstone of societal progress, is facing an alarming crisis. Teachers around the globe are leaving the profession in unprecedented numbers, leaving school systems struggling to fill classrooms with qualified educators. The reasons behind this trend are multifaceted and deeply rooted in systemic challenges.
I quit education 2 years ago. I was a teacher for 8 years. I have a master's degree in education. Ultimately, the reasons that I left was because I realized how bad it was getting and that absolutely nobody was doing anything to make it better. I looked around and I said, I am 29 years old. I cannot do this until I retire. Like, absolutely nobody is coming. And the issues that we were experiencing were ones that had been steadily increasing since I became a teacher. And that's why, like, if you ask a teacher who has been in the classroom for 15, 20 years, those are, the veteran teachers, what was it like when you started and what is it like now? They'll say it was a different world. This is not what we signed up for. This is not what people thought they were getting into. Lack of support from parents, lack of support from admin, student behavior, the implications of testing and that being tied to your job, the student's performance tied to your job performance. I don't want to go into my forever sleep because people brought things to schools and local areas could do nothing about it. Pay is horrendous. I was making $47,000 as a teacher with a master's degree and 8 years of experience. Schools are deeply under-resourced and the public is actively trying to defund public education.
The key reasons why teachers are quitting: burnout and overwork. Teachers are burdened with excessive administrative tasks, larger class sizes, and the need to adapt lessons for diverse student needs, often with little support.
I've been a regular classroom teacher for 17 years. 17. I have my master's in education. It's all I knew. It's what I wanted to do my whole life. I loved it. But it had gotten so bad. So difficult to work as a teacher. The expectations too much. The work is too much. And I told somebody that I was like a shell of myself. That's what I was walking around. It was just a shell. And my shell was cracked and was about to break open. And there was going to be nothing left of me. And my dad passed away in December of 2022. And I realized after that grieving process, still in that grieving process, but after a long time in the grieving process, just how fragile life is, how we're not guaranteed tomorrow, how what's really important needs to be really important in your life. Like, the things that are important, you need to put emphasis on that. And so my family is top priority. And I was giving them my scraps. I poured everything I had into the classroom. And when I got home, they got whatever was left over. And the leftovers after teaching all day was terrible. I had nothing left for them. And so I just knew that I couldn't keep living that way. And so in December, I took a giant but scary leap and quit my job. Now, I did get another job, and I love my new job. I'm a freelance contractor. Love it. And I can honestly say I have zero regrets. how can you have zero regrets of leaving something that you literally spent your entire life doing? And that's all I know is teaching.
Emotional toll, managing student behavior, supporting mental health issues, and navigating parental conflicts place significant emotional strain on educators.
This is definitely going to be my first and last year teaching. I was made very quickly aware of the fact that this is not the profession for me. It is absolutely astonishing and scary how your kids are 14, 15 years old and still do not have the proper reading skills. I'm talking about your everyday regular Joe Schmo from Kokomo kid who does not know how to read and write at the level that they should. And the problem is that they don't care to learn how to do those things correctly. I can't teach the class because your kid wants to be a disruption, because your kid wants to be on their phone, because your kid does not give a flying about their education. The problem really, yes, the problem is your kid. The problem is also you as a parent, but the problem is also the administration who continuously makes these stupid excuses for these kids' bad behavior. Why in the world are you still talking about COVID? Every time these kids act up, it's always, well, they spent 2 years in COVID. So did everybody else. That was 2 years ago. At what point are we going to stop blaming COVID for these kids' bad behavior? At what point are we going to stop making these excuses for these kids? They are the problem. When you are stopping your teacher from being able to teach the entire class because you don't want to follow directions, that is a you problem. And the thing is, the teacher will always get blamed. Every single time. It's always the teacher's fault. The teacher can't manage their classroom well. The teacher doesn't have the patience. The teacher this, the teacher that. When are you going to start holding your kids accountable for their bad behavior? This is why all these teachers are leaving, because they're tired of getting blamed for your kids' wrongdoing, for your lacking as a parent, for your lacking as an administration. My job as a teacher, it should just be to teach my curriculum. My job as a teacher should not be to be the therapist, to be the nurse, to be the parent. I don't get paid enough for that. Like when teachers talk about the problem with pay, that's what they're talking about, because you're requiring all of us to do all the work of like 4 different careers, but only paying us for one. The districts are all afraid of the parents complaining. The administration is afraid of the parents complaining. The parents are afraid of the kids who don't want to do their job. And who's left to pick up the pieces? The educators, the teachers. Because if these kids fail, y'all are going to make it seem like, well, the teacher wasn't doing their job. It's the teacher's fault. No, it's your kid who came to my class, sat there, twiddled on his phone. She wanted to sit here and talk to this girl, do everything but what they're supposed to be asked. And I cannot get them to do their work because they don't care. And they know you're going to make excuses for them. And that's why they continue to do the same things that they do. When these kids get sent to ISS, for whatever the case may be, you know what happens? Nothing. They just sit there on their phone or sit there on their laptop and do nothing. It's essentially free time for them. What are they learning from that? Sure, they might miss out on an assignment, but then here their parents come talking about what can my child do to make up their grades? How about stop getting suspended? How about when I'm teaching a lesson, close your mouth? How about when I tell you to do something, instead of rolling your eyes and having a nasty attitude about it, you just do it? Put the discipline back into the schools. I'm not saying bring back the paddle. Bring back the actual disciplinary actions, because these kids are not learning a thing.
Low pay and economic pressures. In many regions, teacher salaries have not kept pace with inflation or the rising cost of living. Teachers often work multiple jobs to make ends meet, leading to fatigue and dissatisfaction with their primary profession.
I quit my job as an elementary teacher over 1.5 years ago. I'm based in Canada, for those of you who don't already know. But yes, our public education system is not the greatest, and this is something I haven't really shared too much on my platform, but I truly know how hard it can be to leave your career as a teacher. It's super overwhelming to even think about going into the corporate world, let alone trying to find time to apply for jobs. Making your resume applicable to jobs outside of teaching can be a challenge. There are just honestly so many roadblocks.